committing the government to various actions, pretending to speak on behalf of the government on this important and sensitive issue, and therefore bringing the executive straight into the direct line of fire with the judiciary. This is a possibility, viewers. And it might have been one of the reasons, not the reason. The opposition may not have offered an iota of fact to back up its wild guesswork, but it has displayed plenty of sympathy and a newfound regard, if not respect, for Dhankhar. Congress MP Jairam Ramesh has said that he took both the government and the opposition to task in equal measure. Viewers, he goes on to say he spoke fearlessly for the welfare of farmers, forcefully against what he called ahankar in public life, and strongly on judicial accountability and restraint to the extent possible under the current G2 ruling regime. He tried to accommodate the opposition. He was a stickler for norms, proprieties and protocol, which he believed were being consistently disregarded in both his capacities. Viewers, Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi, who is also the leader of the House, the deputy leader of the House, has come out and said the resignation of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar, and I'm talking about the Lok Sabha here, viewers. This MP came up and said the resignation was sudden and unfortunate. It raises serious questions about the state of affairs within the Modi government, implying that Modi government had a problem with this man. So viewers, again, trying to tweeze out the narrative that Modi government undermines or doesn't respect high constitutional positions. Shiv Sena MP Arvind Sawant says the Vice President's health has not deteriorated so much that he has had to resign. Someone has made his health worse. The ruling party is silent. It suggests something is wrong, unquote. Now, viewers, the hard facts suggest that the opposition's support reeks of hypocrisy. After all, not so long ago, the opposition, the very same leaders, had attempted to move a no-confidence motion against Dhankhar to impeach him from office. And who was leading it? Jairam Ramesh. To the opposition, Dhankhar was an anathema, a figure to be scorned, doubted and branded as a desecrator of constitutionalism and democracy. Here are some hard facts, viewers, and I always bring you these hard facts so you can get closer to the truth, so you can separate the wheat from the chaff of debate, rhetoric from, viewers, hard facts. This is how India Bloc saw Dhankhar purely and absolutely as a villain. They moved a no-confidence motion alleging favoritism and bias. They said that he lacked a spine, that, viewers, he was biased against the opposition, that his decision to suspend en masse opposition MPs, especially of the Lok Sabha, slammed, anti-democratic, accused of spinelessness when referred to PM as Yug Purush. They said that he had compromised his office by sounding like a cheerleader for the Prime Minister. He was accused of sexism after fracas with SP MP Jaya Bachchan over the surname. Slammed for majoritarianism after labeling RSS as a global think tank of the highest order. He was branded an attack dog of the centre during the tenure as Governor of Bengal, which is a label that was constantly invoked even when he became Vice President against him, viewers, by the opposition. That same opposition, that same Jairam Ramesh and company, viewers, who are today extolling his virtues. Their hate for Dhankhar peaked in this video. And I want you to watch this video, viewers. I'm going to just put it out here on your screens. A TMC MP is being filmed by Rahul Gandhi. Can we just put that on? There he is. That is Kalyan Banerjee. Yesterday, Kalyan Banerjee spoke to me on this show, viewers, saying he has a lot of respect for Mr. Dhankhar. They go back a long time. They're colleagues, etc. Viewers, there's Rahul Gandhi filming this gentleman, who is seen mimicking the then Vice President in a manner most unbecoming. And I want you to listen to this audio. Just refresh your minds. This was most unseemly, but it was passed off as a absolute truth by the opposition that is today, viewers, extolling the virtues. I mean, the about turn makes us wonder, but first listen to this.
Mr. Rai, you are a lawyer. I am a lawyer. You are a lawyer. I am a lawyer. You see, Mr. Nariman is not a good lawyer. How many cases is not? I have done in Supreme Court. I have done in Supreme Court. I have get. You must understand. My spine is so straight. You, Mr. Gandhi, you must understand. You must understand that I have been appointed here only to say Narendra Modi. I understand it. My spine is straight. My spine is very straight. Very straight. I'm so tall.
Viewers, that's Rahul Gandhi joining in the fun, the mimicry, to establish that Mr. Dhankhar was sold out to the Prime Minister. This is what is being said here, viewers, in no uncertain terms. It's a skit, and the joke is on Mr. Dhankhar, and it contrasts with what Congress's Jairam Ramesh is saying today. To the extent possible under current G2 ruling regime, he tried to accommodate the opposition. He was stickler for norms, proprieties and protocol, viewers, which he believed were consistently disregarded in both his capacities. He took the government and the opposition to task in equal measure. Viewers, look at this. The questions are clear. From hating to hero worshipping, is the opposition fishing in troubled waters to discredit Prime Minister Modi? By doing a totally self-serving U-turn over Dhankhar, has the opposition exposed itself as a morally spent force? Is the opposition using Dhankhar as a crutch to challenge Prime Minister Modi because it lacks the credibility to do it itself, viewers? These are some questions that arise, and I want to open this up and let's frame this debate, viewers, with these questions. Let's go straight across to some of our guests, and I want to begin with Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party, someone who has observed politics, seen it from within and without for very, very many years now. Sanjay Jha. And the question to you is very simple. By doing a totally self-serving U-turn over Dhankhar, has the opposition exposed itself as a morally spent force that you today need crutches to try to malign the Prime Minister?
Okay, Rahul, let me answer you. First and foremost, a good evening to you and to my fellow panelists. The viewers, I would just request them to look at this television frame of your channel very carefully. Isn't it astonishing that on a day when we are talking about a constitutional crisis in India's parliament, there is not a single BJP spokesperson on the program? I know there are 3 people who are going to be supporters of this government. I have been with them. I have a lot of respect for them. I don't agree with them most often, but they are not officially BJP. And as everybody knows, including my good friend here from the NCP, the BJP never loses a chance to be on media to either spread their genuine views or misinformation and disinformation and fake news. So that's a first startling message that you're getting from the BJP. They clearly have something to hide. There are skeletons in the cupboard. Point number 2, since we are talking about democracy, how we respect positions, etc., Rahul, this may appear a little alien, but I need to point it out in case your viewers are not aware. But yesterday, even as Mr. Dhankhar's spectacular resignation grabbed the national headline, there was one more very important statement made, and it was made by the Honorable Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, who said on the ED, "Why are you fighting political battles, ED? Why have you become a super cop?" Point number 3, let's come to the point here, the core point.
Let's
and
get
this
to
is
the
important.
core point. Yeah.
You know what is not very surprising about what's happened with Mr. Dhankhar? It reminds me of Satyapal Malik in a great number of ways. We all know that he was humiliated, and the kind of sensational exposés that he's done of the government, particularly after Pulwama, are of legend. And we have not seen any contradiction of the same by either Mr. Modi or the BJP spokespeople. Point number 4, why did it take Mr. Modi, who was in such a hurry yesterday to wish people happy birthday on tweets, to not demonstrate anxiety, concern, solicitude for the vice president, who had health problems.
No, one second.
Mr. Modi's tweet emerges after
The question
what,
is not
16
that.
hours?
No, you made 2
16
points.
hours?
Yeah, okay. You made 2 points.
that
No,
unusual?
one second. No one
Don't
has,
you see a
no one
message
has
there?
denied. No, 1 minute. Let's just be very categoric here, viewers.
Yeah.
What we are seeing is an attempt at shifting the goalposts once again. The question is very simple. You can make the point that there were fissures between Mr. Dhankhar and the government. There can be, viewers. It is not uncommon for people to disagree. It's also not uncommon for people to go their ways. We've had it with RBI governors, etc., etc. People have differences and they're free. No one is denying that. Even I began by saying that there was consternation within BJP ranks, viewers. Consternation.
Now, 30
No, 1 second.
seconds
Let me just finish this point because it's very important. Because, the viewers need to separate the wheat from the chaff through hard facts, and I want to establish them here. No one has denied, viewers, in the last 15 hours, waking hours, 3 of last night, and of course, viewers, almost 12 of this morning, that there were differences. Even the BJP has not come out to say that there were no differences. Clearly, there was something that transpired, viewers, between 3:30 p.m. and 9:30 at night. Now, there are lots of suppositions, source-based leaks that suggest that he was in touch with opposition leaders, that he was perhaps very ambitious for his own cause. He wanted to chart a second political innings because the government had told him that he was not going to get a shot at becoming the president. So he saw this as a zero-sum game and so on and so forth. That may all be very true, viewers. But what I can't understand, and you can make these points as a responsible opposition, just like Priyanka Chaturvedi has made, viewers. She has said there should be no love lost. We're glad to see the back of this man. We don't, of course, have any personal bone or axe to grind, and we wish him well. May his health improve, but he didn't acquit himself in a manner that was favorable to advancing the cause of dialogue in a democracy. You can make that point, viewers, and she did it. And in fact, she did it by chastising Jairam Ramesh. If you look at her tweet, she came out and said that Jairam Ramesh is being selective today. You don't need to go there. And what has Congress done, viewers? They've tried to co-opt this man. And that was the question I was trying to get at with Sanjay Jha. What he's accusing the BJP of, the Congress is doing it to the power N.
Well, Rahul, I'll tell you the problem.
Being
There's only
opportunistic.
one problem with just a minute. Let me add my last line, and then I'm done. You talk about these differences that the government of Mr. Modi had with the vice president. I can tell you that smacks of a very fascist regime.
Why?
Because once a person, even if he was ex-BJP, once you become holder of a constitutional position, you are deemed to be...
No, are you saying that? No, hang on.
and
So is the Chief
bipartisan.
Justice of India.
The
He
government
holds a
has no
constitutional
business
post.
to
No,
try
actually,
and
this
then
doesn't
treat
even
the
hold.
position
I'm sorry.
in a contemptuous
I'm sorry,
cavalier
sir.
fashion.
I'm sorry. You can't be selective of when you have to respect the office. Do you know, viewers, what Mamata Banerjee did with Mr. Dhankhar? What was he holding there as governor of Bengal? He was holding the constitutional post there. But she ran a smear campaign against the man. At that time, they didn't think. They didn't call themselves
did.
fascists. They say
They
what
did.
we were doing was right. Viewers,
They did.
this selectivity, viewers, is the real
The
problem.
BJP does not own a constitutional
You cherry
position.
pick. You cherry pick constantly.
Come on.
No, what do you mean? There are run-ins today.
I mean, just
there is a
because they made
presidential
Mr.
reference,
Dhankhar the
viewers.
vice
There is a
president,
presidential
he's got to be
reference.
there at that beck and
There
call.
is a
Is that what
presidential
you're suggesting?
reference. No, there is a presidential reference being considered. An issue which Mr. Dhankhar championed. And I want to bring in the senior journalist here with us, Mr. Raja Gopalan. Mr. Raja Gopalan, Sanjay Jha says that odious disrespect Modi shows towards constitutional posts. And that's why today this man has quit, number one. And number two, we are giving him high praise. Can you believe it? I mean, a man who they have accused till day before yesterday of being a sold-out, spineless, immoral, amoral individual who has no regard for constitutional propriety, today they are hailing him, and I'm not saying it, viewers, Jairam Ramesh is saying it.
Rahul,
BJP
one
loves
thing is very
Congress.
clear. It's called crocodile tears. During the time of tenure of Mr. P.V. Narasimha Rao, I was privy to certain things. P.V. Narasimha Rao sent Chenna Reddy to Tamil Nadu to tease Madam Jayalalitha. What is the answer from Mr. Sanjay Jha on that? Second thing, everything is on speculation. I am going to break a very important thing which I heard from a very top reliable source today. Based on some information, 3 former Chief Justices met top leaders in the government and said about the attitude of Vice President who is holding a constitutional office. We cannot come openly, but he is spearheading a campaign against the judges. He has been a lawyer and he should not take this type of route. Why no FIR against the judge who is sitting a judge? Such type of questions should not be reflected from the Constitution Authority. The Chief Justices were told it is not the government's intention, it is his personal opinion. I am saying with authority. Second, when Mr. Shivraj Singh Chauhan was addressing him conference, Jagdeep Dhankhar, Vice President, inaugurated that. He said, go and tell Prime Minister about the Kisan's plight. This type of attitude by the...
No, he was clearly, Mr. Rajagopalan, why are you mincing your words? Why don't you say it? He's politically ambitious. He was playing a political role.
I'm coming to the point.
And I am not saying it. The opposition moved an impeachment motion saying exactly this, viewers, that he was overstepping his brief. Today he's become a hero for the opposition. And they are saying that Modi should not be challenging constitutional position holders when they were bringing an impeachment motion.
Impeachment motion. It's a crocodile case. And they are comparing Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar as number 2 Satpal Malik. Where is Satpal Malik and where is Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar? They can quote anything, because they want to project. Second thing...
No. Mr. Rajagopalan, you have been a journalist who has been around for 45 years. I mean, I'm completing my 30th year in this career. In fact, this year. I started in 1995 with the Observer of Business and Politics.
I started in 1977 when
there you are.
Was spokesperson of Congress.
So you saw, exactly. So you saw Janta Experiment. And what was that Janta Experiment all about, viewers? Caging the dictatorship of Indira Gandhi. The same Indira Gandhi who sacked state governments at will, undermining the mandate of the electorate like this. And it continued. Judges were removed. There was a plebiscitary form of government. Mr. Kothari has written about it in his seminal work. Rajni Kothari, I'm talking about, the political scientist.
What about Shah Commission?
Shah Commission.
Shah Commission also created on Indira Gandhi. Sanjay Jha will not refer that. He says he saw crocodile tears from Jairam Ramesh, unfortunately from Sanjay Jha also. Because, apart from that, I don't want to have a word with him. But still, Mr. Dhankhar taking the route of Twitter to announce this. Second, has he become a Donald Trump to announce everything on Twitter?
Yes.
Of course, he drove to Madam Droupadi Murmu's house, but he has no courtesy to tell Mr. Prime Minister on telephone line or call on him and say that you gave me the post.
Yeah, let's
You gave me the post.
By doing this totally self-serving U-turn on Mr. Dhankhar, I'll tell you what they're trying to do. They're going to now wean him onto their side. There is talk of a call between Jairam Ramesh and Dhankhar. I can't confirm it, viewers, but there's a lot of talk. He also met a very strident critic, Mr. Gupta, very strident critic of Prime Minister Modi. We know who we are talking about. A party that emerged recently on the scene. We all know this. He's been holding meetings.
You said the name. It is on Twitter. Arvind Kejriwal calling on him.
There you
Arvind Kejriwal. And moreover, Jagdeep Dhankhar has been telling a lot of stories about government and also about the Prime Minister, about the running of the house, how he was ashamed.
All because he was not going to be promised the presidentship of the country, viewers. Satyapal Malik also had the same problem. He was moved out of one state to another.
And what will Congress do with Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar? No, even for them, they will not protect him.
No, there are plenty of examples. Mr. Arun Shourie turned cold when he was denied a post from all the available information that we have and who appropriates him, the Congress party, because the Congress party, Mr. Gupta, and we have to put this out there, uses individuals as crutches who are either discarded or alienated to challenge PM Modi because they lack the credibility to do it themselves.
Absolutely, Rahul. Absolutely. You know, it's quite ironic that the Congress today is speaking in favor of Jagdeep Dhankhar. I remember when the election was going on, it was the same Congress that accused Dhankhar of striking a deal, a Darjeeling Pact, they call it, between the TMC, between the BJP, that is Assam BJP, Himanta Biswa Sarma, and Jagdeep Dhankhar. Do you know what they said when the TMC abstained to vote in that VP election? They said there was a deal struck, that he has lobbied his way to the vice presidency, to the chairmanship of the Rajya Sabha. That was the Congress. Point number two. Let this be clear to the viewers of your show and to the viewers at large. There is no constitutional crisis in the country. I don't know where this rumor is coming from, where this notion is coming from. Article 67A has room for the vice president to resign by addressing his resignation letter to the president of India. The election commission says that you need to have an election immediately within 6 months. And until then, the deputy chairman takes over, which in this case is Harivansh Narayan Singh. So there is absolutely no constitutional crisis. Point number three, I refuse to believe that whatever happened yesterday only had to do with the resignation. I think there were some aspirations attached to the Rajya Sabha chairman. There were some to and fro, some banter was going on. But more importantly, as the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, he's not only responsible for the upper house of the parliament, he's also responsible for taking across the government's message. That is how this works. That is how it worked for the Congress. That is how it will work for the BJP. But somewhere, Rahul, somewhere there has been a divergence between what the government wants and what Mr. Dhankhar was hoping for, probably the presidency of this country, which I think the government or the party did not agree with. It's that simple. The BJP, we know, goes by the book, plays by the book, and goes through an organizational structure. This is not arbitrary elections like the Congress party. This works with the structure, and I just think Dhankhar was trying to breach that structure, if I may put it that
So
way.
let me just be very clear. I want to put the visuals of the Prime Minister talking to Mr. Dhankhar, and you can see, viewers, that the Prime Minister is giving him all the respect, etc., calling upon him and his family, meeting him. And on the other side, I want you to see Rahul Gandhi, viewers, filming the mimicking of this individual. Just split the viewers. Director Saab, let's just split this frame. It sums it all up. Visually, it sums it up. Who pays what?
Rahul, you can't
Respect.
be so blatant, man.
Oh, come on, sir. I mean, what are you saying?
So brazen.
You are recording an individual.
I mean, respect your
You are
viewers,
recording.
Rahul.
No, come on.
You can't be
Sanjay
so
Jha, I'm being
brazenly
blatant because you made the point about respect. Because
You respect your viewers. I'm just giving you friendly advice.
no. There is absolutely. I'll give you friendly advice that don't
Anybody
play
can
around
see
with
that
the
you are
hard
trying
facts.
to
Do not
manufacture
justify
this
the
whole story.
Congress's absolute
This narrative
switcheroo on
won't
this.
work.
I mean, you are not answering my question.
I
You tell
did.
me, is it
I
not?
did.
Is it not? No, this U-turn, isn't it symbolic of a completely morally spent opposition? Especially
let
the
me
Congress
answer you.
party. Come on, how can
In
you
30
deny it? How can you
Rahul,
say
in
that 3 days ago the Congress was calling this person an
Yes.
abhorrent
Correct.
affliction on democracy, and today you're praising him? What has changed?
So, Rahul, let me answer you in 30 seconds. I'll give you a better example.
No, let me
Since we
ask
are
you the
talking about
question. What
hypocrisy,
has the Congress promised?
Arey, mujhe jawab
What
to
has the
dene
Congress
dijiye,
promised, Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar? Let me be absolutely blunt
Okay, I
and
will
ask you
answer
this question.
both parts.
Why was
I'll
he
answer
having
your
conversations with Jairam Ramesh? Who is Jairam Ramesh in the political setup? Nobody.
Okay, let me answer you.
Yeah,
Let
so
me
tell
answer your question. Give me just 30 seconds, 15 seconds. I need to tell the viewers.
Please.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi called Ajit Pawar the Chakki piecing 70,000 crore natural corrupt party and then had a government with him.
Was that right?
That's one part.
Was
Now
that
let me
right?
answer
No, I'm
this
asking
part.
you, was that
So
right?
It's an important
Was that
part of
right?
the
I have
context,
called
huh?
that out. I have called that out. I even called out the BJP's experiment and
No,
flirtations
not with so much of
one
passion,
second.
yeah, Rahul.
No, with exactly
Rahul,
this.
today
I
you've
had
got the
called out the
passion of
PDP,
Mr.
the
Dhankhar
PDP
Sikandar
BJP
today.
alliance.
Read that.
I said that the BJP PDP alliance was a sellout alliance. It was going to undermine the national interest. Please go check back, and I think you might have even been on those shows. I have even called out. No, hang on. I've even called out the BJP taking in corrupt individuals in Maharashtra, one of whom that the Prime Minister tweeted against, saying that he was involved in a 70,000 crore scam. So let's be honest. I call a spade. Two wrongs don't make a right. If you have the gumption to say this, say it. that you will
now
not,
I'll answer your
you will
question.
not,
Rahul,
you will not
Rahul,
endorse the
Rahul, 1
Congress's
minute.
flirtations. Why is
Rahul-
then Priyanka? No, why is then Priyanka Chaturvedi coming out and ticking off Mr. Jairam Ramesh, who is sold
I
out?
don't-
Whom?
Rahul, I don't speak for people from other
that's
political
because it's
parties, but I
inconvenient.
will answer your question. Number one, did the opposition move a no confidence motion against Mr. Dhankar? Absolutely.
Yes.
Is Jairam Ramesh therefore not entitled to say that I appreciate that Mr. Dhankar accepted the resolution against Justice Verma? Absolutely. They are not opposing ideas.
Sir,
I can
please.
like something
What
about
are you
you.
saying?
I
Let me
can
bring in
dislike
Karan
something about
Verma
you.
on this
That's
point and bringing Mr. Gawande. Come on. I mean, how can we justify this moral, complete
saying
surrender,
nobody's right all the
moral
time,
surrender
nobody's wrong
at
all
the
the
altar
time.
of opportunism? The Congress party accuses Modi of surrendering. 1 second, let me just bring in Mr. Verma. Yes, let me just bring in Mr. Verma because he's been patient and waiting his turn. I want you to answer today. Am I being partisan when I'm asking you, Mr. Verma, a simple question? Rahul Gandhi accuses Mr. Modi of surrendering the national interest, right? He does so. He's even produced memes to undermine the Prime Minister's image. And here, the Congress party under him has morally surrendered at the altar of opportunism, its own idealism.
Not at all.
How is it not?
at all.
Mr. Verma, please
Absolute.
explain to Mr.
This
Jha.
I mean, there are two
This
sides
is
to
complete
person.
capitulation, Rahul. In fact, barely 48 hours back, they were casting the worst aspersions on Jagdeep Dhankhar ji, calling him an RSS stooge, calling him a BJP stooge and what not. And we remember, you've shown that video, and why should you not explicitly and brazenly show that when that is what they resorted to? And now suddenly they are making this U-turn and their heart suddenly goes out for Vice President Dhankar. This shows that their hypocrisy runs wild. And do you really think they have any respect for constitutional positions, Rahul? I mean, not just the emergency days, do you think they have respect for elders within their own party? We remember how PV Narasimha Rao's mortal remains could not reach the AICC headquarters, how Pranab Das' daughter keeps lamenting about how he was treated even after death or when he was being given the Bharat Ratna. So this party has no morality or decency or any shred of it. But yes, it seeks opportunism, and here they sense that opportunism and they are trying to latch on to this bandwagon. It's not going to work because there is no constitutional crisis, as Tushar rightly said. It has gone as per law, and if he has, at least I'm not going to speculate, if he has resigned on health grounds, so be it. Why are you speculating and why are you trying to milk it for political opportunism? It's not going to work, Sanjay. You need to look within and answer first. Every single time you've launched a diatribe against him, and now you act holier than thou.
Yeah,
Not
there's
going
no
to work.
credibility left. This is like, I'm sorry to say, the politics of Nitish Kumar, which I also have big problems with. And Mr. Gawande, I have to ask you a very simple question. Mr. Gawande, is Dhankar a morally compromised attack dog, as the Congress and the opposition have labelled him? Or is he not?
Firstly, Rahul, very good to be back on the show. And I want to start off by saying that we've always had immense respect for Vice President Dhankar ji, and he's been very gracious to both Pawar Sahib and Dr. Fauzia Khan, both of our Rajya Sabha MPs. That being said, I think I want to reiterate what Sanjay said at the very beginning of the show, that if there is anyone who has anything to hide, it is the BJP, because their spokespersons seem to have disappeared from national
Mr.
television.
Gawande, that's not the question I asked you.
No,
I
let me
asked you
tell
to
you-
state
let me
your
tell you-
position.
No,
No, 1
Rahul,
second.
I
You
have
started by
no
saying you have a lot of
speculation.
respect. No, 1 second. If you have a lot of respect, for Mr. Dhankar, as you have said, because your party has, your bosses have, then why is it so difficult for you to say that the Congress's coinage of these offensive terms is derogatory, is insulting to the holder of a constitutional position till about 12 hours ago? Just answer me this question.
I can continuously and conveniently say, because I know this will always be my party line, that any person attacks on anybody, regardless of whether they hold a constitutional post. But Rahul, we must also know.
Did you support? Yes, and I'm asking you. So much respect
Rahul, why did
for
you
his.
punish
No, 1
Mr.
second. So much respect.
You're not being fair.
1 second. So much. No, I'm asking him a question. I'm entitled to ask him a question to get a response that I think is a response to my question, not some homily. I don't want a homily. We've had homilies now for the last 24 hours. Let's get to the questions. And the question is straightforward, Mr. Gawande. Did your party support the impeachment motion that was to be brought against Dhankhar, and why, if you did so?
I do not think we did support that motion. I've just messaged somebody to ask whether we were indeed in support of that motion. And the reason is very clear, right?
So you basically done a dial a friend on Kaun Banega?
No.
Vice President. Is that what you're doing? Kaun Banega
Absolutely
Vice
not.
President ka
I think
show
the
mein,
question today,
you are
Rahul,
saying, I'm dialing a friend to find out if the NCP of Sharad Pawar supported the impeachment motion. I don't remember them walking away from that impeachment
My
motion.
simple question, Rahul, today is...
No. The question is, the opposition using Dhankhar as a crutch to challenge Prime Minister Modi, undermine his authority and suggest that he is, in the words of Sanjay Jha, a dictator, a fascist? Simple question.
Impeachment motion. The Vice President of India cannot be removed by a political party except by impeachment. So nobody can force the Vice President of India to resign. Only 3 Vice Presidents of India have resigned. 2 of them in the past resigned to become president.
I am not questioning the discretion of the opposition to move an impeachment motion, Mr. Gawande. I am asking you the reasons why you did so. What was the reason?
Why has the BJP not clarified as to whether or not it asked Vice President Dhankhar to resign?
No, why should they? He has come out. No, hang on, just a minute. Now, Mr. Raja Gopalan, can you answer the young gentleman, Mr. Gawande? Mr. Gawande is asking the BJP should clarify that they didn't ask him to go. What do you make of this?
Clarify, Rahul. Why should BJP clarify? Because whatever Mr. Jagdeep Dhankhar did yesterday was out of the blue, and moreover, it is an overreaction. He should not have resigned, He should have met the Prime Minister. He should have sorted out. When a Chief Justice of India goes to President and Prime Minister to complain against the Constitutional Authority, saying that, are you endorsing the view?
Yeah.
Government said no. Therefore, Vice President of India, Dhankhar, has put the government in a tight spot, even on the house, even outside. So therefore, there are compulsions. And second thing, Mr. Sanjay Jha took umbrage on you for putting Rahul Gandhi taking a snap of Kalyan Banerjee. What did Rahul Gandhi do when he hugged the Prime Minister and came to his seat and winkled his eyes? This type of jokerism you have in Parliament, inside the Parliament, outside the Parliament, and they create an atmosphere, and there is no constitutional crisis. It's all blown over. And whatever Jagdeep Dhankhar did yesterday was overreaction. He should not have gone to press, and he should have...
There is a prescribed procedure. If you are putting down your papers, there is a procedure to be followed, and it is well laid out, well established.
Can you put a Twitter?
He did not. Yes, you're right. He did not respect that procedure either. Let's be very clear about this, viewers. There was something brewing. The Congress, according to some sources, has promised him something. They wanted to instigate, according to other sources, a crisis so that you could move away from the Operation Sindoor debate. That is what we are being told.
So Rahul Gandhi
they want to throw a bone. They want to throw a bone in the mix of all of this so that they can extricate themselves, shift the entire... Look at what we are debating, viewers, today. We are debating a very, very absurd situation. We are not talking about Operation Sindoor because the Operation Sindoor debate is going to take place the day the government agrees to it. This plan B is put into motion. That is what a large number of people are saying. Whether it's true or not, I can't say, viewers, but it certainly begs the question. Is there, as the Congress has asked, and I'm paraphrasing them, more to this than meets the eye from the other side? I need to move on because, viewers, let me tell you, tonight is a very consequential day. Tonight is a very consequential moment because, viewers, for the first time, the Congress party faces a mountain of allegations, financial, legal and moral. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal has delivered a body blow. Now, viewers, the Congress constantly says that they have great respect for constitutional bodies. Well, viewers, and also of autonomous bodies. So today, viewers, it must respect the judgment of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, which is very, very consequential. The appellate has come out and has asked the Congress to pay up 199 crores in taxes which were upheld against the grand old party. Why? Because, viewers, of the late filing of income tax returns. The Congress filed its income tax return for the assessment year 2018-2019 after the due date. Violation of cash donation limit took place. That is what the appellate tribunal has said. The party received cash donations exceeding 2,000 per donor, which is against the law. The Congress talks about, viewers, a level playing field, especially on the funding side, but it was itself breaking and violation of those norms. There's non-compliance with Section 13A conditions. Section 13A grants tax exemption to political parties only if they meet certain conditions. Congress failed on multiple fronts. There's a rejection of exemption claim. Due to violations, the ITAT held Congress's entire income for that year taxable. Assessment of unaccounted income, viewers, has also taken place. The tax department added undisclosed or unaccounted income to Congress's taxable earnings. The failure to rectify violations during the appeals process, Congress could not convincingly justify violations, leading the ITAT to uphold the tax department's assessment in full. And that full is 199 crores, viewers. It may be not a big sum for the Congress party, but it is a firm moral indictment. It may not even be a criminal indictment right now, but it is a moral indictment. Viewers, this matter has been going back and forth between the Congress and the income tax authorities now for the better part of 6 years. And that's the timeline. But it's not the timeline that we're going to focus on tonight. We're going to focus on a larger trend that seems to be emerging, an impression that seems to be gaining ground. And let me tell you, viewers, tonight, let me tell you this very, very clearly, that the BJP has seized upon this story because the Congress filed its returns late and violated the law by accepting cash donations over the 2,000 rupee limit. This isn't just non-compliance, but its critics say it is tax chori or theft. A party that claims to be the guardian of democratic values caught ducking basic transparency norms. Listen into what the BJP is saying, viewers.
आईएनसी का मतलब बन जाना चाहिए आई नीड चोरी, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी और चोरी एक समान बन चुके हैं. लैंड चोरी, नेशनल हेरल्ड में चोरी, डिफेंस में चोरी और उनके साथी करते हैं चारा चोरी. उसके बाद टैक्स चोरी में कांग्रेस पार्टी अब बेनकाब हो चुकी है, पर्दाफाश हो चुका है. जब भी पकड़े जाते हैं करते हुए भ्रष्टाचार या कानून का उल्लंघन, तो ये विक्टिमहुड कार्ड खेलते हैं. कानून के खिलाफ जाते भी हैं, फिर इनको लगता है कि एंटाइटलमेंट ऑफ लूट होना चाहिए.
The ITAT ruling is the latest headache for the Congress. The Parivar is already reeling. Enforcement Directorate has filed a charge sheet in the Robert Vadra land deal case involving alleged kickbacks, shell firms and questionable real estate in Bikaner. And then there's the National Herald case where the Gandhis themselves are accused of using Congress funds to quietly take control of Herald House, a prime Delhi property. The ED calls it money laundering. The Congress calls it a witch hunt. But the facts demand answers, viewers. Are these isolated cases or symptoms of a deeper culture of entitlement and evasion? The principal question, and let's open this up, viewers. Without ado, I'm going to post that question straight to our panelists tonight, and I'm going to ask, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Muni to respond. I'm asking you this question. I hope you got it, Mr. Muni. Are these isolated cases, this business of evading tax, or are they a symptom of a deeper culture of entitlement and evasion? Today, the ITAT has found them. The other courts refuse to quash these cases. There's something very, very significantly awry.
Now, Rahul ji, is it how many national parties pay income tax? Does BJP pays income tax? No. Why then Congress party is facing such unprecedented demand of paying 210 crore income tax? Now, this is not that. ITAT departed from its own past practice, especially around penalty orders. We have seen that in earlier ITAT ruling, even small procedural irregularities like delay warranted provisional relief. But we have not seen that in this particular case. Even Guwahati High Court has said, and I quote, such judicial functions expected to maintain consistency in its views. So the court has criticized ITAT. Even the Honorable Supreme Court has said that ITAT must function independently.
Sir,
and there has been much...
Mr. Muni, I think you've confused issues here. The ITAT is not doing this suo motu. In fact, it was the Congress on May 24, 2023, little over 2 years ago that approached the ITAT seeking a stay. The ITAT has not found merit for the reasons that I have illustrated and enunciated.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That
you go to
why
them
the
to ask
ITAT
you
has
to
not seen the
you
merits.
go to them seeking a stay on this entire demand of 199 crores, this assessment of 199 crores. You seek the ITAT's intervention. When the ITAT doesn't favor you, you start suggesting that the ITAT is compromised. This has also become now. Huh?
I am just quoting the Honorable Supreme Court. Can I quote the Honorable Supreme Court or not? And I'm quoting the Honorable Supreme Court. That ITAT, and the court has said that ITAT must function independently and must not be seen as the extension.
So how are you suggesting that the ITAT, just because you don't like the order, you are impugning it? No, 1 minute. Let me just bring in Nalin Kohli, the national spokesperson of the BJP, on this point. The ITAT is controlled by some remote, according to Mr. Muni, who's a sympathizer of the Congress party. How do you respond to this charge? Everything is bought out. Victim card, witch hunts.
I don't think the charge is relevant. No, I don't think the charge, Rahul, is relevant. It's a diversionary tactic. Mr. Munir perhaps needs to go back and collect some more information.
No, I'll tell you why it's relevant.
Political
because yesterday,
I'll
tell you why it's relevant. Because yesterday the Supreme Court also pulled up the Enforcement Directorate. You know what I'm saying. But these are two different agencies here. We're talking about the ITAT, which is a quasi-judicial body, and we're talking about an investigative body. So they're two very different things, but I think it's a question that you should look at.
Facts. We must know.
Yes.
I'm going to answer it, Rahul, but I need to explain the facts because Mr. Munir is pulling a sentence here, sentence there, and trying to build a case that doesn't exist. Political parties are permitted to accept donations in cash provided it is less than 2,000 rupees, and above 2,000 rupees they have to be only through banking channels. Now, political parties are also entitled, and that's political parties, not the Congress alone, are also required, if they are seeking exemptions, to do it within the due date under the income tax laws. Now, there are two issues here for which the Congress party is losing at forum after forum. A, they took cash donations exceeding 2,000 rupees. And the second is that they did not file it in time. So they can't claim that exemption. There is a deadline. You cross the deadline, it doesn't work. So they found that order to be prejudicial to them. They appealed. The Commissioner upheld it because he is going by the Income Tax Act. Now the BJP has not written the Income Tax Act. It is there from earlier. Sections of the Act will apply equally, not based on I am the Congress party, so it should be looked at in a different way.
Oh, that's the point.
And now the ITAT, which is, of course, yes, that's the point.
That's the point.
So
you're saying that there is a culture of entitlement.
The Supreme Court, it doesn't work like that.
There is a culture of entitlement. We
of
own it all.
Of course it is a culture of
Hua
entitlement.
to hua. That's what, there is a devil may care attitude, and it is catching up with the Congress party. It says that it abides by the constitution, it abides by the letter of the law, but it's in violation of it, Mr. Mishra. This is hypocrisy of the worst kind. This is, to paraphrase the BJP, chori from the public. Who is suffering if taxes are not paid?
So, first of all, let's be clear that it would have been more surprising if the ITAT had ruled in favor of Congress going by its past history. It had the discretion and it has used it against Congress. Nothing to say about that. If you remember, this is a continuation of the freezing of accounts of Congress before the last general elections, and the Congress had called this tax terrorism, the sort of demands that are being raised by the Income Tax Department. And right now also, even after ITAT, it can go to the High Court, it can go to the Supreme Court. So it still has avenues where it will challenge this, and I'm sure that Mr. Kohli would be knowing that the talk about this cash exceeding 2,000, Congress had tried to explain that it is from its MPs and MLAs, so it should not be taken as a donation, which ITAT has obviously and the Income Tax Department haven't accepted. So it's a continuing saga of where opposition parties are being targeted.
No, come on, sir. I mean, what kind of hair splitting is this? At the end of the day, it is funds, Mr. Gupta, whether it comes from your MP or it comes from an MLA. How does that make it, how does that obviate the need to declare it?
Please, let's understand this is a case of non-compliance. No one is accusing the Congress of engineering a scam. It's a case of non-compliance. Now, Mr. Mishra made an interesting point that maybe the donations came through the MPs and MLAs of the party. So, are we supposed to ignore the cash donations? Is Mishra implying that if the cash donations are somehow routed through the party's MPs and MLAs, they can exceed the prescribed limit? Because then no tax law makes any sense. Then it's just a banana republic. And this is where the Congress is acting a little entitled. Even before the elections, when the accounts were frozen, they accused the government of indulging in tax terrorism, somehow not ensuring a level playing field. Even their promoters on social media were parroting the same narrative. But at the end of the day, one must understand, be it a common individual, be it a common tax-paying citizen, be it a political party, even if it's exempt, those exemptions comes with certain terms and conditions. One of them, which include that the cash donations cannot exceed a certain limit, and most importantly, the returns need to be filed on time. The Congress failed
Yes.
on both fronts. So why is this entitlement? Where is this coming from?
No, and absolutely, if you don't file your taxes within the time period, as individuals, viewers, we face penalties. So must the Congress. Or do the Gandhis think they're above it?
They do
Ashutosh.
think that.
Do they think they're above it? If the individual is penalized for not filing its taxes or her taxes in one particular financial year, you have to pay a penalty or you have to face action. So why should the Congress think that they're exempt from this? It's the laws of the land.
So Rahul, 2 points I want to make. First of all, what Congress is saying that the money given by MPs and MLAs should not be counted as donation. Let us be clear on that.
No, but why?
Second, coming to your
No, but why? How do we know that
your,
money? No, how do we know that that money has not been sourced from the public? I mean, what kind of a distinction is this?
So that I think Congress has explained in the ITAT, and it hasn't
So
been.
clearly, its explanation is
I would like to
coming
add
back
something
to,
here,
coming back to
please.
this tax terrorism. Coming back to this tax terrorism, when an individual fails,
I would like to add
apply-
something here, please.
Yeah, okay.
Just let me finish
Let
my
him finish.
point. Let me finish
Yeah.
my point. So in this particular case, the Congress is even being denied the amount it is claiming as expenses. In case of an individual, the individual will be allowed
Sir,
to
this
claim the
matter has
expenses,
gone through
and
due
then the tax and
process.
penalty will
It
be
has been taken up over a period of 2 years. All these minutiae arguments have been gone into and found inadequate. Yes, the Congress can move the High Courts, it can move the Supreme Courts, it can seek a stay on the ITAT order. But good luck to it. The fact of the matter is, today as things stand, the ITAT has ruled against the Congress party, and can it
May I have
continue
a
to
quick
play
word,
this victim
please?
card? Yes, very quickly, Mr. Nalin Kohli. Let me then bring in Mr. Muni on this second
Just one
question. Yes.
sentence.
Yeah.
One
No,
sentence.
go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, this one sentence. The Congress party is entitled to say that, look, we have the process before us. That process exists for everybody, you, me, anybody else.
Yeah.
From the income tax officer, assessing officer to the commissioner appeals to the ITAT, High Court, Supreme Court. Same way, the rule under which or the section under which they are being charged would be applicable to all political parties, so there can't be an exception. Second point, the Congress party essentially has no case to blame the income tax department, because when there was an income tax raid in one of their esteemed MP's house, 350 crores in cash, let's repeat the figure, 350 crores in cash was found in his various house and other properties.
You're talking
That's
about the
highest
Chhattisgarh.
cash seizure.
You're talking
in
about the
history of
Chhattisgarh
India.
cash seizure.
It was, I think, in Odisha.
Odisha, okay.
Chhattisgarh or Odisha,
Okay.
one of the two states.
Okay.
So, however, so now let's bear it in mind. The Congress, that shows that within the Congress, the cash culture is prevalent. Now, they have obviously done that to show their donations. When questions are asked of it, they are crying victimhood, or they are saying this is vendetta.
So,
and using harsh
so
terms.
Mr. Muni,
You can't escape
the Parivar fails the
applicability of
probity
law.
test.
One second, let me correct Mr. Kohli. In case of the Odisha MP, he had explained that the cash that was found was from his business, which he ran along with his brothers. So let's not fudge facts here. That's the fact. I'm just putting it for public
I'm
consumption.
merely pointing out he was a member of the Congress party.
And
therefore, I
I'm
must just
pointing
make
out
it
that
clear.
that
That
cash
is the
was
argument.
from
No,
his
one
business,
second.
not
there is an
because
entire
of
case.
That if
member of
this is
Congress.
an
I don't want to
argument
prejudice.
that
I don't want to
this is
prejudice an
personal,
ongoing.
please
No, one
raise
second.
allegation against some BJP.
No, one second. Let me just come in here. There is an important point of order that I want to draw, and Mr. Muni, you can please listen to me. You see, viewers, when political parties raise funds, they can do so either through dubious channels or they can do them through legitimate channels. You know that there is an investigation into a liquor scam that is going on, viewers. In that, amount of money was given to a particular party for campaign expenditures. 100 crores was the sum. Now, you could tomorrow very legitimately say, look, our MLA or our MP brought in this money with dirty antecedents. But because he brought it in, you can't bring it under, or it should be exempted. So, Mr. Muni, the question is a larger and deeper one. Is the Parivar itself failing a probity test? You have Mr. Vadra right at the top. You have the Gandhis, Sonia, as well as Rahul Gandhi out on bail in a matter of what many people are saying is money laundering, etc., etc. You know this. They have moved various courts to seek the quashing of these cases. They have been unsuccessful. There appears to be a problem, and it's a probity crisis.
Hey, Rahulji, it is very good on your show that you go deeper. So on this particular topic, we have seen that there has been other cases where the tax has been filed late and the cases went to ITAT and ultimately ITAT ruled in the favor of taxpayer and just did not take any action. Let me give you some examples. Kanta Govind Singh versus ACIT, ITAT Ahmedabad, assessment year 2020-21. Dr. Murugesh Shantivirya Hirimath versus DCIT, ITAT Pune, assessment year 2018-19.
Okay.
So it's long back. You may say that these are individual taxpayers.
Parties?
Let me give you...
These are not political parties. These are not political parties.
Are these political parties?
Sir,
Are these political parties, Akashji?
Which has BJP
these
paid any
political
taxes till
parties?
date?
Let's
Has
compare
BJP
oranges
paid
with
taxes
oranges.
till date?
Let's compare oranges with oranges.
Okay.
Yes, very
Let me-
quickly,
let me-
Mr. Nalin Kohli, and I want to wrap this up. Yes, Nalin
Yes,
Kohli.
that's a very incorrect legal argument.
I will
Very incorrect, because the basic thing, any basic lawyer practicing knows, laid down in tens of judgments of the Supreme Court or the High Court is that please read the ratio or the sentences that you are relying on in the facts of the given case.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to point out that the Congress party is relying on a case, show us an identical case where a political party having received more than 2,000 rupees and has filed its exemption late has got the benefit by the ITAT.
Okay, compare apples with apples. Viewers,
not picking up
viewers,
some
the fundamental
individual case
question
and a
is
sentence
that
here.
once again, a judicial process has culminated in a stinging setback to the Congress party. This is not anymore about agencies. This is about someone sitting independently and examining the facts and coming to a conclusion. What does this point to? The caveat being that the Congress will go up in appeal. They'll go to the higher courts, they'll go to the High Court, they'll go to the Supreme Court, they'll pursue all their legal, and they're very well in their rights too. But the fact of the matter is that today the ITAT has come out and made a ruling. And one cannot constantly hide behind this fig leaf of a witch hunt. I'll leave it at this, viewers. I'll let you think about this. I'll leave it at this.
Presented by... This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
एक चीज आप लोगों को तैयार करके देता है और आप करते हैं, इसका अंदर में और कुछ गड़बड़ है देख लो। क्यों आप इसको डेकोरेशन किया है? ये आपका डेकोरेशन हो सकता है और इसको जवाब दिया हम नहीं कर सकता है। इसको पार्लियामेंट्री कमेटी सब है, एमपीज लोग है, उसको सवाल करने का आदत है, वो जब मौका मिलेगा करेगा। लेकिन आप तो क्वेश्चन तैयार करके ले आया, रिप्लाई तैयार करके ले आया, आपको कैसे पता चला इसके लिए किया? You cannot decide the political parties for what reason Mr. Dhankhar resigned. You cannot decorate that line.
Kamalika, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more perspective. Kamalika, it was the Congress that was leading the attack on the government, raising questions on the timing, on the reason behind why Jagdeep Dhankhar had resigned. Mamata Banerjee too echoing that sentiment.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing is very clear. Mamata Banerjee said in a statement that Jagdeep Dhankhar is a healthy person, he's very well. So it's quite clear that she hinted on that whatever reasons have been showing, whatever things have been projected, is not what is the fact, and she definitely feels that there is something garbar in it, and that's what she has stated. Though she stated that she doesn't want to comment on this directly, but her statement is quite clear that she feels that something deep inside is garbar, and whatever theories are coming up or whatever theories are being given are not right. That is what she's been projecting. So definitely Mamata Banerjee again puts the point forward, and the fact that when the second question was asked to her, she stated that Jagdeep Dhankhar is absolutely okay and he is a healthy person. That's what she mentioned, and said garbar, there's something garbar into it. So very, very interesting development, and that's what the reaction from Mamata Banerjee clearly reflects, that whatever theories are coming up on Jagdeep Dhankhar is really not being supported by Mamata Banerjee, and she feels something deep inside is very wrong.
Right, Kamalika, thank you so much for getting us the latest on that front. Now, as far as Jagdeep Dhankhar's resignation is concerned, there are questions that are being raised of why it was all of a sudden. There was day one of the monsoon session yesterday. He held two meetings of the Business Advisory Committee, along with chairing different sessions amid pandemonium and ruckus in the Rajya Sabha. Was the trigger the impeachment motion of Justice Verma? What we're learning from our sources within the government is that Jagdeep Dhankhar accepted the opposition's proposal against Justice Verma, which seems to have irked the government because they were not informed about this particular proposal in advance. If informed, ruling party members of parliament would also have signed this particular proposal. But Jagdeep Dhankhar came to the Rajya Sabha at about 4 p.m. yesterday and informed the upper house that such a motion was moved by opposition members of parliament and that was accepted. That is something that is seen as a major flashpoint between the government and Jagdeep Dhankhar that led to some heated conversations between the two, and that led to his sudden resignation. Political reactions, meanwhile, are trickling in thick and fast. Let's listen.
हम उनकी अच्छे स्वास्थ्य की कामना तो करते हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं ऐसा प्रमाण होता है कि केंद्र सरकार और उपराष्ट्रपति के बीच में जो उनका रिश्ता है दोनों के बीच में, वो पहले जैसा नहीं रहा.
Vice President, we wish him the best of health, but a little more elaboration on the circumstances which have led to this decision. Even though it might be a personal decision, but since he holds a public office and there are 146 crore Indians who would be equally interested and invested in knowing the facts, a certain amount of elaboration will help.
दुखद है, दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, चौंकाने वाला है. मैं उनसे आग्रह करूंगा वो पुनर्विचार करें.
देखिए, ये विपक्ष है, इनका काम है बोलना. किसी भी बात को, किसी के स्वास्थ्य का भी मजाक उड़ा सकते हैं, उस पर भी राजनीति कर सकते हैं. मनुष्य के जीवन में आप हेल्दी इंसान.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Tonight on Vantage, threats, trade wars, resignations, and a planet that just won't slow down.